Hi everyone. We are always wondering what is more profitable, what we can do, where we should go. Normal questions, right? We have a lot of needs in this game, so we have to know, but we want facts. So here I am. Before you'll see the results, I'll tell you my assumptions and my feelings about these dungeons. Never buy enchanted maps. If you still want to buy them, buy flat ones. Yellow zone is not worth it if you want to see a good loot. I always choose black zone for dungeons. I can have a good loot, and apart from this, I can have an extra loot from invaders. But let's see the facts. Today we compared the T8 equivalent. So we have T5.3, T6.2, T7.1 and T8 solo dungeons. Everything is expensive in Yellow Zone, you should know this. Because we are safe, right?
Why?
And because the demand is very high. Can you imagine paying 250k for a T5.3 map? Yes, this is the cost to be safe in Yellow Zone, but don't forget that also here we can be invaded. You'll not lose your loot, but you can lose more than that. You can lose a dungeon that costs 250k. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so the results. I cleared 5 dungeons of each type of dungeon. T5.3, T6.2, T7.1 and T8. For a T5.3 dungeon, the loot received was in average of 140k per dungeon. But we paid the maps, right? So the total of 702k minus 1,050,000, oops, we have a huge loss of 348k. Good or not so good? But let's see the next one. We have the T6.2, right? The cost of a map is 80k per map. In total we have 400k for 5 maps. And the loot received from all maps was 410k. Oh my, we have a profit of 10k if I take off the map cost. But someone invaded the dungeon, so I received 76k more. This brought me a profit of 10 plus 76 means 86k. But let's continue, we want to see more. For T7.1 we have a bigger amount for all the loot received in those 5 maps. The total was 974k, so almost 1 million. Really nice. The average per dungeon was 194k, so I have a profit of 654k. Plus, one juicy guy came in the dungeon, so I couldn't stop myself. I can add to this 540k more. So those 654k are without the cost of the map, which was, so a map cost was 64k per dungeon. For T8 maps, the things are different. The price of the map is cheaper, and in fact is the cheapest map in terms of equivalent T8. So in comparison with the other maps analyzed, is the cheapest dungeon, so the cost is 28k per dungeon. The total amount from all those 5 maps was 1,790k, so almost 2 millions. So sounds really good for 5 dungeons. The average was 358k. So the profit after I took off the cost of the maps was 1,650k. So still a really good. Also because I didn't have an extra loot from PvP, so no invaders in those 5 maps. Could have more loot if someone invaded me, or someone wanted to take my map, or of course I could die if someone invaded me and I couldn't win the fight. But this is another topic. So this is the top if you want to compare the equivalent of T8 solo dungeons, but I will share few of my thoughts. So my thoughts are that if the map is high enchanted, the price will increase very much for the map. So less enchanted is better. What means less enchanted? Means don't buy enchanted maps. In fact, don't buy maps at all. You can find free ones, so your profit will be bigger. Yellow zone is good and bad. Good if you received the maps for free, I mean, but still the loot is not good. You know this already, I don't have to tell you. Black zone, yes, it's risky. We also know this, but if you have a cheap build, you don't have to feel bad if you die. More than this, whenever you are in a fight, fight. Even if you know that you'll lose, so you'll die, you'll practice and you'll be better next time. Believe me. Not every fight can be a win. If you are thinking that winning means that you have to win the fight, you can win if you learned something from that fight. In the past, I avoided and ran from a lot of possible fights and I died, but I didn't learn anything. So don't run, fight, even if it's a Gucci guy. By the way, in the past I made a test. I wanted to see if I can buy premium with T8 solo dungeons. And yes, I made it, so I still recommend high tier maps for a good profit. We know already that the loot from dungeons decreased, but still T8, T7 are worth it. Of course, there is the possibility that also T5.3 or T6.2 or other combinations to have good loot. But the probability to receive a good loot is in high tier maps, and to have the best profit, choose the free stuff. So, good luck and make the best choice. And don't forget to have fun. Bye.